This is Construction News Tracker, presented by Caterpillar and produced by 4constructionpros.com. A surprise announcement, if not a shocker, from New Holland that the company will exit the heavy construction equipment market in North America next year. New Holland Construction will instead focus on compact equipment product lines. Some recent positive market indicators: the American Institute of Architects' latest Billings Index show a modest increase of 51.4 for its firm billings in August. Anything over a score of 50 indicates growth. Is there an upside to the economic downside of road building? Considering Arkansas 2010 bid results were 30% lower than anticipated, Arkansas DOT will have some $70 million more to use on other highway jobs and expedite some projects by as much as a year. The state of Virginia has received Federal Highway Administration approval to toll Interstate 95, one of the nation's most heavily traveled roadways. Now, North Carolina says it will look into the tolling idea as well. Could this be an arbiter of the future? Our neighbors to the north in Canada are handling the world economic woes better than most. More jobs and higher incomes have led to an even better political outlook in the country, resulting in a sound economic landscape. Since our last report, new surveys have come to light that place a spotlight on where we are in terms of jobs and construction, and where we need to be in the U.S. The Federal Highway Administration and American Transportation Research Institute has unveiled its National Freight Performance Initiative and identified the 250 worst freight bottlenecks. The result is a congestion index of interstate interchanges topped by Chicago, New Jersey, and Houston that cost us money and delays of moving goods nationwide. So questions of improving infrastructure are more focused. In light of President Obama's jobs bill and its effect on the GDP, we asked AGC chief economist Ken Simonson what the anticipated result would be in terms of job creation.
I think the impact would start to show up 1 or 2 quarters after the money began to flow, and would be on the order of 1 to 0.3% of GDP. So small but measurable, and certainly worthwhile for the economy. But the real benefit is that with construction spending, you're creating assets of lasting value that can increase the country's productivity, safety, and quality of life for decades to come. And that's really hard to model correctly, but definitely boosts GDP for a much longer time than other kinds of one-shot stimulus spending.
Simonson refers to George Mason University professor Stephen Fuller, a leading regional economist that created an outlook for the Bush 2008 stimulus spending program. Then there's the question of multiple reviews mandated by government regulations that cover federal spending programs and their effect on the potential for additional road projects.
This is a continuing challenge that AGC is working on. We are supportive of proposals to streamline regulation in the next highway bill. I think this is the place to address it. I think there have been some steps in the last decade that have made highway projects move ahead more rapidly, but it's a continuing challenge. I don't think, though, that it's a sufficient reason to say, oh, we shouldn't be putting federal money into construction at all. We just have to make sure that that the money can get into projects faster and do the good that is intended.
Keep this in mind. According to Professor Fuller's calculations, for every $1 billion spent, the net gain is some 9,700 jobs in highway construction, with an additional 19,000 in associated manufacturing and related industries. And we wrap up on this note. The man who says he's willing to meet you halfway is usually a poor judge of distance. This is Construction News Tracker, watching out for the industry that makes the world a better place. We're brought to you by Caterpillar and produced by 4constructionpros.com. Share your thoughts with us on Twitter hashtag, and view us anytime on Twitter or Facebook, as the streaming web from sea to shining sea never ends.